Hello and welcome to Anatomy of Marriage, Marriage Mornings. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
Good morning. My name is Seth Studley. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and today is day 97, right?
Yes.
Day 97 of the Marriage Morning Infinity Day Challenge, and today we are going to talk about men be vulnerable. But before we do that, we're going to talk about audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage. Melanie buys books all the time. I buy audiobooks all the time, and we do that through Audible. So go to audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage to get your free audiobook. It is worth it. You can literally get any book you want, a 20-hour book or a 2-hour book. It doesn't matter.
As long as it's an Audible book.
As long as it's an Audible book. So audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage. Go do that. Hey, Melissa, good morning. I saw your series. It's rad. And we do 4 things every morning.
We do a prayer, a past gratitude, a future hope, and a goal. And we encourage you to do those 4 things with us. But before we dive into those things, this is our marriage morning. Mm-hmm. And it is a different format than our other podcasts. We do long form podcasts. We have over 100 of those different types of episodes. So this is not the only way this podcast sounds. So check those out. Because someone's making fun of us in our Facebook Live that we got the link correct. But check those out. And you can join us live every morning on Instagram and Facebook. Mm-hmm. We have people we're talking to. That's what you're hearing. So do that, and it's fun.
Yeah.
But we do our prayer, past gratitude, future hope, and goal. We encourage you to do this with your partner. It's a quick and easy way to connect every day with the most important relationships that you have.
Yourself and your partner. All right.
That's right.
Let's pray.
You want to pray?
Yes. Thank you, God, Creator, for your blessings. Thank you for this day. Thank you for another opportunity to do great things, to be of service to other people, to reflect on who we are and grow as an individual and hopefully grow our marriages too. I pray that our words are helpful to us, our relationships, our family, and then to all of our families and relationships out there in media land. Thank you, God. Amen.
Amen.
I don't know what media land is.
Me either, but you're really sweaty.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. I apologize. I just worked out and
don't apologize.
Smell bad.
No, you're fine.
Okay, good.
My what did I say? Future hope.
Maria, what's up?
Future hope. Prayer. Past gratitude. My past gratitude is I'm honestly just thankful that we're in the apartment and we can play pool and roller skate in the parking lot and there's just so many fun things around us, and I'm thankful that you were brave enough to do that together and to change, because that's a lot. It's asking a lot.
Don't count your blessings yet. We're not out of the woods. Not just kidding. The house isn't sold.
Well, it's ending.
Yes, I am thankful that you were emotionally available to talk last night. That's partially what our talk is.
Why the topic today?
Today. Thank you for having that insight and being there, because it makes my job of being vulnerable and open easier when you are kind and understanding and loving. So thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Right.
Past gratitude. No, future hope.
Okay.
I hope that today goes well. I've got a lot to do, and I just hope that there's fun things in it and it's joyful. A goal that I have is to figure out sort of stuff to do with our family.
Right.
That's very vague,
Get
but
some structure
we've got some issues happening, and it's hard.
Seth's nervous. I think he likes me.
Yeah, no, I saw that. That was really funny.
Future hope too. I have clients to see and stuff to talk about, and then also strategize on our family. What kind of family structure can we build around? Because there's been a bunch of changes with the house and all kinds of stuff. So today we're talking about men, be vulnerable, and this conversation comes from
yesterday
from last night, and So I'm a therapist, you guys know that, and I struggle with low-level generalized anxiety disorder, and I have for years and years and years. And from my family of origin, I've been taught to not make waves and just kind of white knuckle the whole thing. This sucks, I'm not going to say anything, because if I say anything, it'll make things worse, or I'm scared to do that or whatever. And I have just been feeling it, and that low level tension that you may feel in your own household, or maybe you felt as a kid, is a form of anxiety. And I never really knew it. The DSM-5 talks about generalized anxiety disorder. Some key factors in diagnosis are, and this is just off the top of my head, irritability more days than not, a constant feeling on edge or jitteriness, and then difficulty in concentrating. And I have had those all for years and years and years and years. And last night we talked about anti-anxiety meds, and I've never taken anxiety meds before, and I've just either like checked out on Facebook, or checked out by being alone, checked out by withdrawing, or checked out by just drinking too much alcohol. And it's like those things don't work anymore, and I see the negative effects in our family. And it's not like, I'm just like absent or getting drunk all the time or anything like that. It's like I see what's going on. I'm kind of like looking down on it, and I understand this can be better. This can be, I can positively affect this by being vulnerable and looking for ways to change things. And Melanie, last night, we were just laying in bed, and again, like this move and all the stuff that we have to do, it's a blessing. It's good. It's scary, for one, because most of our friends and family are saying, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? But this whole move is something that we are doing to affect other parts of our lives.
It's very intentional.
Yes, it is very intentional, and it's scary because it's not just about, just sell the house and be like, flippant. No, we want to sell the house because, it's Alexa. Okay, I'll do some research on that. Thanks, Kenan. You made it harder to concentrate. Very good. No, I'm just kidding. It's not just like we're being flippant and want to sell the house. By selling the house, we don't have grass to cut. We don't have stupid stuff to caulk all the time. I don't have limbs to pick up because there was a windstorm. I don't have water pipes to fix.
1,000 million pine cones
and
to
all
fix,
that stuff.
or a roof to clean. And
although those are good problems to have,
are they?
It was overwhelming for both of us. So this move is us trying to be like, this is happening over here. It doesn't align with other stuff we want to do. Create content, travel, do family stuff, be with our kids, give them the family of origin we wish we had, right? Give them our time. And I can't do stuff with my kids if I have to go cut the grass, because if I don't cut it, it's going to get taller and taller. And then when I do cut it, it's just going to be, I'll have to bag it and all this other crap. So, and Melanie felt that more than I did because she was home all the time, working at home. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Mercedes. Hey, Tim. Tin Man. Sorry. And that's the thing.
What?
So that is part of the reason we wanted to sell our house, right? And
long story short, it's giving Seth anxiety that's more acute than normal. So
yes.
You have had anxiety, low level anxiety. My entire family has anxiety. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Literally every female in my, but I think it's kind of trained.
Well, okay. So as a therapist, I can diagnose people in my own family, and I can diagnose people in Melanie's family. People I've spent a lot of time with, people I know, and it's not like a judgment kind of thing when I was first in grad school. You have this, you're dysthymic, you have this, and blah, blah, blah. That was rude, right? But this is actually, there is a large amount of anxiety in my family and in your family.
Should we rename this to anxiety episode? Because you're not talking about being vulnerable with your wife. I love you dearly, but...
Oh yeah. Hey, dudes, just talk about crap with your wife. It's cool.
Well, and why, again, this move has sort of brought up an acute anxiety.
Right.
And so last night, when we were sitting in bed, I just wanted to make Seth... I said... because like a few days ago I talked about how Seth was what I needed when I was feeling like panic attacks the other day. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nothing is working, prayer's not working, meditation's not working, I don't understand it. I just needed Seth, literally to hold me and talk to me and say it was okay. I needed relationship, and that was very, very healing. And so I said, there's so much going on, Seth. You are balancing so many things. I mean, he really is like just I can't even list the things that he does. I don't even know them all. But I said, please talk to me if you feel like you need to. Please tell me the things that you feel, or what would make you feel less anxious. I even said, if it's being intimate, I will help. I will do that with you, like as an act of, I want you to feel loved and cared for. And because I just needed Seth to hold me and hug me. So I thought, well, maybe Seth needs something like that. I don't know, but I want to be there for him and let him know. And again, that's actually part of our move. Part of Hattie, we're filming, sweetie. That was the weirdest thing ever. But I wanted Seth to know that I was there for him. And so that was part of how the conversation started, around being vulnerable. And then we had a big sort of discussion not a big, but like a very healthy discussion last night, where I was saying,
She was asking, sorry to interrupt you, but she was asking she knew exactly what she needed. She's like, I just need you to be with me and hold me, right? And she asked me what I needed, and I didn't have an answer. I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure. But then I thought of one thing, and that was very helpful. And then I was just able to kind of open up.
What was the one thing?
Just laying with you. Mm-hmm. And just literally just laying with you. Not even talking, just kind of like touching, mm-hmm. And that is really actually helpful. It's like medicine,
Oh,
it
is.
It really is. And I've noticed, like, because I've said that, over the last years, I was like, I just really like to lay here, mm-hmm. And that is actually really helpful. I don't know why I like it. I don't know why it works, but it does, right? And again, I think Melanie does a really good job of kind of laying out that runway for me to be vulnerable, and then it's my job to be, okay, what do I need? What is this? I have to sit in that. And this Kyle Cease book that we're talking about, he talks about we feel this tension, we feel this kind of stress, this grating, like whatever it is. For me, it's irritability, feeling on edge, harder to concentrate, and we do all kinds of things to numb out: work, Facebook, alcohol, food, anything. And it's important to just sit in that. Mm-hmm. And I think last night I sat in it, and it doesn't feel good. I'm just like, I just want to go to bed. It doesn't feel good, but you helped me to do that. You helped me to be vulnerable in that way, and it actually really helped. I feel different this morning, just like you felt different after we were just together. When you said that you needed me just to be there, right?
Yeah.
And you made it easy, so thank you for that. So I'm not saying like, man, be vulnerable no matter what, white knuckle. Like that bull crap is old. My entire life I've like just white knuckled it, no matter if it hurt physically or especially mentally. I just like, I'm doing this, just going through it. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't work. That doesn't pave the way for being emotionally healthy. I don't think, at least it didn't for me. So this whole move has like brought up a ton of things. And again, like our whole freaking podcast is just about going through stuff, talking about it, realizing growth, being open to growth, being vulnerable, and wanting more, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like anatomy of wanting more almost.
That's discontentment. No, I don't think that's what it is. But
knowing that there is more than just what we see on the surface.
Yes, and I do want to say really quickly, talking about the power of touch and vulnerability and why that matters. So think about like when you're growing up, if you had a loving parents, like parental relationship or grandma, and they would touch you and hug you and kiss your forehead and, pat your back and all of that stuff. Those are biologically like things we need. Mm-hmm. There's a whole thing with the babies in Nazi Germany where they didn't touch them and they die, right? Like they can give them everything they need, food, water, whatever, but they die, right? Children literally will not live if there is not affection and love. So that I realized in my own relationships with my family, that sort of non-sexual touch, that sort of just I'm touching you because I love you and I find you're fun and I want to be fun with you, that kind of went away when I was about 10 and then into my teenage years. So none of my family really does that. My mom doesn't do it, my dad doesn't do it, whatever, no big deal, that just is. So I have nobody doing that with me because Seth wasn't doing it. Seth was only kind of doing sexual touch. And when I realized like I need non-sexual touch, that is basically the only thing is I love you, I'm going to touch you and I'm going to laugh with you and hold your hand and whatever. And it's way more vital than we give it.
It's huge.
I don't know, like we don't give it as much credit as it deserves.
Right.
And it is healing. It's not just, that's important to do. It is healing. So talk to your partner about
medicinal,
this. It is.
If you want to talk about it.
And I teach my kids that. I will hug them and I will tell them, tell me where you feel this. And they'll put their hand on their heart. I mean, I literally say, okay, I'm going to do this. Now tell me where you feel it. And they will like touch their heart and sometimes they'll touch their tummy and be like, when you hug me, I feel it in my tummy. Like it makes me feel really good. And so it is medicine. So let me see.
Figuring out what my husband's love language is and to him has seriously helped.
Oh, yes. Yep. Love languages are huge. And I want to just say, really, let's think about husbands and this is of course really generalized, but you being vulnerable last night was very helpful for me and also helpful for you.
It was connecting to you.
And part of that vulnerability was being able to, was me as a wife saying, I will not judge you. Whatever you need, I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to push back and say, well, you're being weak. I had to set the table for Seth to share his feelings well, and then say, what is it that you need to feel held well, to feel loved, to feel less anxious, right? And so then he shared with me. So I don't know, it's really important to talk about these things with your partner. And I don't know, I can't think of anything else to say.
No, I think that's a lot. Thank you guys for tuning in. I encourage you to keep this conversation going with yourself, even your own partner, and thank you for that. And as I'm more vulnerable, that's what she wants, and then that connects us physically, that connects us emotionally too. And one thing I wanted to say about like the non-sexual touch, just like if that's just happening, then usually, and this isn't the goal, but usually that turns into more intimate touch, you know?
Yeah.
And
well,
it's
and
just
that,
kind of
like,
a natural progression.
Yeah. Historically in our marriage, when you would touch me, because there was only sexual touch, it made me mad.
Right.
So I was, like, the times that you were touching me and it wasn't sexual, I was withdrawing anyway. So it was a cycle. And then also, and I want to say too, when Seth has anxiety, especially acute anxiety, it presents as withdrawal. Is withdrawal. Yes. Like, he's very much away, he's not happy, he's not being mean, but he's also not engaged. So it sort of stops our ability to connect really well when he has this acute anxiety. So facing it lovingly and head on and with patience has been really helpful. It's I'm really excited, but it's also something we have to do really intentionally. So thank you for joining us. And please go to audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage. Get your free audiobook on us. Please, please, please. It's super fun, awesome. We're excited to share it. And then please rate and review the podcast on iTunes and share it with your friends if you haven't yet.
All right.
Read that one.
Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Seth, for your vulnerability and even sharing your struggles with us. I think it's a great example in the great men in our lives. Thanks. That's awesome. Thank you for thanking me. No, that's encouraging. I encourage dudes and ladies to do the same thing because it's helpful. Go also check out the new Brene Brown show. Yeah. I haven't seen it, but Melanie's talked about it. I'll watch it eventually.
I might watch it again.
Okay,
today.
So all right, we got to go.
Have an awesome day.
Have an awesome day.
Bye. Okay.